How much is Ruby Dirk is the question.
How much is I'm trying to start the show and you want to start talking about my team 2K stuff? Can,
Listen,
can
it's
I
not
get?
my hey, the fact you knew what Ruby Dirk was, I'm all in.
Yo, I know what's up. Yo, first off, my club so legit. If I could get a game, can we have a moment of silence so that I can start this thing? And for Princess Leia. What's going on, folks? Bullpen Banter, episode 31, the episode where I forget how I normally introduce this show. We are here live to discuss the Community Awards. I am here as myself, TJ Lauerman, aka That Sports Gamer, alongside my associates, the Chris Eyes, Chris, aka Millennium OS. Chris, how are you, sir?
What's going on, guys? Tons of content still coming. Very excited.
Chris, aka Snaggle J, how are you, sir?
What's up? I'm doing pretty good. Pretty good.
We got some great turnout for our community awards, so I'm very excited to get into that. But first thing first, I would like to talk to Millennium. He's been a busy bee recently in the show.
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. Just a little bit, in terms of I decided that I wanted to get my team to an acceptable level to make an attempt at getting to possibly 2000 in Diamond Dynasty. That's my goal for the new year before the new game drops, is to get to 2000. I am currently at 1730. So to do that, we went ahead and upgraded a bunch of our spots, did a bunch of missions, retooled almost the entire rotation, and then got a bunch of position players to help us out. I tweeted about it. Let me bring that up real quick to tell you who we brought onto the team. I can tell you today, just today, we brought in Flashback Andrew McCutcheon and the Flashback Mike Trout through the Captain Store. So those are in and ready to go.
How's that McCutcheon doing for you?
So far, so good. He was just a pinch runner in one game. I played one game with him so far. I did not face a lefty. I faced a righty. So he and the Flashback Trout are platooning for me.
Excellent. Excellent.
But my rotation, I added postseason flashback Madison Bumgarner, flashback Justin Verlander, who is an absolute monster. I've got him a couple games, and he's been really good. Flashback Tim Lincecum, and the flashback Harvey that everyone talks so highly about. I also picked up flashback Jacoby Ellsbury, flashback Carlos Gonzalez, flashback Mike Schmidt. How many more flashbacks are we going to talk about? Flashback Robinson Cano.
Use a live series player one time.
I do have a live series player. Jose Altuve is on my team.
Who's playing short for you?
That would be Alex Rodriguez right now. As great as the flashback Alex Rodriguez. I did end up doing him. I was going to use Ripken, but so far Rodriguez hasn't hurt me with his arm strength, so I'm okay with that. But yeah, the only live series player I have right now, I used to have the Trout. The only live series player I have right now is the second base Jose Altuve, who is platooning with the Robinson Cano.
Cool. So you're very happy with this new team?
Yeah, so far so good. I was doing missions just to get up to 50, and now I'm still working towards possibly getting the belt train at some point. But it looks like, the team's pretty set. I think I can play some head-to-head now and be productive.
Do you think you could beat me?
Do I think I could beat you? It's debatable. I think you are a skilled player.
1751. I just looked. I lost my last game. I was very upset. I feel like maybe I should try to get to 2000 before the game switches.
I think that's a good goal for everybody, is to try to get to that World Series tier.
Might have to start working on that. Put in a little work. I think I've only used Altuve like once. I need to play a little bit more with him, and I still don't like this Ted Williams. So I look forward to your reviews of all these new flashbacks next week when you've had some time to use them.
Works for me.
Snaggle J, what have you been doing? Just sitting on your hands?
No, that's not true. I haven't overhauled my team much. Like I think the way Mills goes on, I think he just picked up the game like 2 weeks ago.
Sounds like it.
I've made a few additions. I added the flashback Lincecum, and I got the flashback Harvey again, giving him another try. I also completed the A-Rod mission. Finally got around to completing the flashback Yadier Molina mission. And other than that, my team is pretty much the same. I mean, I've got the two newer cards, the Brantley and the Russell Martin. I too have very few live series cards actually in my lineup. Chris Bryant and Mookie Betts are the only ones right now. And yeah, just working on my rating. I'm up 100 points this week. I'm up to 1651.
Nice.
So we're going in the right direction. I'm at the point now where, you know what, I'm done with this grinding. Of course, then they release a content calendar that we're going to talk about in a minute. It's like, crap, here comes all the grinding again. But at this point, I'm just enjoying playing head-to-head games and trying to avoid the bunt cheesers as much as humanly possible.
It's not possible.
No, it didn't go good. Like I said, we were talking about this last night and earlier today, and I got a guy yesterday who bunted probably 10 to 12 times, and I got him with a 10th inning home run with Donaldson, being 2-1. It was very, very, very good. Screw you, bunchies, guys.
You did mention the new content calendar. We can pull that up right here. Coming up this week, this Friday, January 6th, there's going to be a new pack, new rookie mission, and 3 new flashbacks. The title of this piece is Last Defense. So I'm assuming this is guys with really good defense. It's going to be my guess. Ooh. Could be catchers.
Yeah,
Well,
we just had catchers not too long ago, so maybe not there.
Well, the other thing that this brought up, somebody said that, we've been looking for Mario Mendoza for a while now. This would probably be the place you would see somebody like Mario Mendoza, I would think. He was,
I just figured out what you're trying to say. Continue.
Well, I would say Mario Mendoza was right? Am I right?
That's the Mario Mendoza?
Isn't that the
Mendoza line?
Mendoza line, yeah. There's been a rumor.
Wow.
Yes, there's been a rumor going around that he is coming out in the game, and I think some people were saying this might be the time for that.
That sounds like a real terrible idea. Why would you put a dude that hits 200 in the game?
But they already have Ozzie Smith in the game.
Ozzie Smith is a Hall of Famer.
Fair enough. Mario Mendoza has a really ridiculous stat named after him.
That's really something that's going around.
It's been going around for a little while now.
He was one of the ones that was possibly, quote unquote, leaked in the media leak. So I think that's why.
I'm going to hard pass on that one because
I've been going around on this for a little bit. One guy who I've looked at after this calendar came out, which was like an hour ago. I started looking at guys who are like 85 or less overall and who have like 85 plus or 90 plus defense. Adam Jones is one guy that comes to mind right away. I don't think he's ever had anything other than the live series card, correct?
That's correct.
He's got 92 fielding, 84 overall. Could be in line for a flashback card. I know that would make Mr. Millennium pretty happy if Adam Jones got a flashback card. But there are some guys, that have really good fielding and have never had a flashback card. And yeah, I think you're going to see maybe some different cards this week. It's hard to say. I just hope, again, the Mario Mendoza thing, I'm like, again, why would you put out a card that nobody would ever want?
He has a career. 3 home runs.
Yeah.
I lie, 4 home runs. My bad.
You talked about the Adam Jones. The only seasons that I could really see them putting out for him were like 2012, 2013. He was Gold Gloves back then. He was 6th in the MVP voting in 2012 and had 32 home runs with a 287 batting clip, 839 OPS. What does that equal out to? That's not a diamond. That's like an 89 probably. So
yeah, but they've been putting out cards that aren't diamonds right now.
Yeah, you're right. I get that.
Again, you bump
the
him
story
to
is
an
an
89.
They came out.
Yeah, you give Jones an 89 gold card. That's a 5 overall grade. You bump his stats, 5 or 6 where it needs to be to match. And I still think it would be a desirable card with a high fielding, and he's got pretty not too bad speed either. So
I think they need a new Blue Jays flashback.
And the other thing we need to keep an eye out too for is a new rookie mission. One of these new flashbacks could be a rookie that moves into one of the primes. So,
yeah. The Blue Jays have 7 flashbacks. They have the least of anybody in the game.
Yeah.
I don't know who they have that would be good at defense. Get me a Tony.
I'm not gonna hold my breath.
Kevin Pillar.
Yeah. Again, what do you get?
Yeah,
he's coming off his best season, and I mean, like, that's putting it mildly, because really it's the first full season. I mean, 2015 he kind of played a full season, but this was his prime years. So, I mean, unless you're gonna put out a 2016 prime flashback, that's probably not gonna happen.
Well, we've seen flashbacks go as close as 2 years, I believe, is the
but that brings up a good point with TJ mentioning Tony Fernandez. Do you guys think we will see players that we have not seen in 2016? Or do you guys think these will just be flashbacks of existing live series cards?
Yeah, I think if they were going to be new legends, they would say new legends. If they're just saying flashbacks, I think it's going to have to be live series guys.
Yeah.
Could we get a hot Jose Iglesias flashback?
I wouldn't mind that. Jose Iglesias is a great defensive shortstop with some hitting acumen. So,
yeah.
Maybe a who I would like a card of if one doesn't exist? I would not mind a Salvador Perez.
I see that possibly like a postseason flashback for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, all these say new flashback. None of them say like specifics. So,
no, they just say new flashbacks.
Yeah. Then coming up on the 13th, we have a new year. There's going to be a new pack, new equipment and collection, which we've already seen the filter for in the auction house. A new set of player stat missions and 2 more flashbacks.
Which at this point we can guess that the 2 new flashbacks might be tied to the equipment, like they have been for the Thanksgiving, the Halloween, and the and the Christmas ones.
Yeah, but a new year doesn't really give away anything, unless some of these current players are born on January 1st. Do we know anybody that's born on January 1st that we could bring in to ask them questions about being born on January 1st?
Ooh, over here.
Snaggle.
Over here.
Who do you know?
This guy. That would be me.
Yes. Happy birthday, Chris.
Thank you.
See, I got that in there just for you.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it.
Flashes of Greatness, new pack. This is the 20th new pack. 2 new missions, player stat missions, and 3 new flashbacks. Again, flashes make me think flashes of leather, make me think maybe defense. But then I don't think they would do 2 sets of defense in the same month.
The other thing,
Oh, go ahead.
No, so the only thing for me for flashes of greatness would be maybe like 1-year wonders, where a guy had a really great year and then really hasn't been great since.
I could get behind that.
3 Flash Gordon cards.
Ooh.
That...
A D. Gordon flashback, because his father is Flash Gordon.
Yep.
Okay. Figured that one out. Turn Up the Heat, January 27th. New pack, new prime mission. More player stat missions, and 3 new flashbacks. That's got to be dudes throwing cheddar, right?
Yeah, I would say. I'm going on a limb right now, and I'm gonna say that new prime mission for the Turn Up the Heat is going to be something Nolan Ryan related. With having 3 Nolan Ryan cards and no missions to get any of them, I really feel like this is the time to drop a Nolan Ryan mission.
I could see that. How about we get a 99 Nolan Ryan?
Well, he's already got a 95, a 96, and a 97, so there's only 2 places to go with that.
Yeah, they could put out a 1969 Mets Nolan Ryan, and we all get very, very upset.
Or they could put out the 93 Nolan Ryan that beat the junk out of Robin Ventura.
I mean, that would be pretty sweet.
That would be sweet.
Yeah, that's it for the content calendar. What's it, 11 new flashbacks this month coming up?
Correct.
That's pretty good. I'm pretty excited.
It's, again, it feeds into what a lot of people have been talking about. They've said it's a 12-month game, guys. It's a 12-month game. And, there was nothing last week. Sorry that they took vacation for all you people out there on social media who were ripping Ramon when he was on vacation and, saying, where's our new stuff this week? And then we get this calendar dropped And it's like, listen, this is a 12-month mode. And a lot of people said, well, it's just going to be player stat missions. Well, obviously those people were incorrect.
Yep. So, lots of good stuff coming out this month. Very excited. Once January's over, then we have February, and then we have March. And the game comes out in March, right? Like March 28th, something like that?
That is correct.
Did I just make that up, or is that exactly accurate?
28th or 29th, one of the two.
28th is the Tuesday. Wow. I know video games. Specifically baseball video games and release dates. I need to know these things.
Okay, so when does OTP 18 come out?
Listen, we are not at liberty to discuss that yet, so we'll have an announcement coming up soon.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
So yeah, you guys ready to get into these awards?
Let's do it.
Thank you.
Let's
Somebody's
do
excited.
it.
I appreciate that very much.
Booyah.
Booyosity unparalleled.
Booyah's not excited. Booyah is a, I don't know, copycat of what's his face with the lazy eye. Stuart Scott.
Yeah.
Okay. Boom shakalaka.
Boom goes the
That's
dynamite.
the NBA Jam guy.
These awards are on fire.
I believe it's as boom as the other side of the pillow is what you're thinking of.
Ah, yes, that's the one I wanted.
All right. Are you guys ready for this?
Yeah.
Snaggle J, lay down who our favorite catcher is.
Our favorite catcher, not surprisingly, although it's surprising to us, 99 flashback Joe Mauer.
Love it.
48.4% of the vote.
That's almost 50. Last time I counted.
Almost 50. Now, for comparison, and not with any spoilers, but 50% is the highest that anybody got to win an award in any of these.
Very even.
So 48.4 puts Mauer up there. Kind of surprising. We kind of had the feeling that that Jared Salatalamaki was going to, do it.
He tried. He came
He
close.
pulled 38.7%. Brian McCann with 9.7%. And live series Wilson Ramos, 3.2%.
If you add Sotomakia and McCann, do they equal Joe Mauer?
Exactly.
So if Braves versus Joe Mauer, tie. Congratulations, Joe Mauer.
Is the salty flashback not Red Sox, though?
It is Red Sox, but come on.
It is. Okay.
Can I get a Braves flashback, Jared Sotomakia? That'd be legit.
Well, you know what? Not to spoil anything, but you can get some Braves here in a second.
Can I get a Braves Mark Teixeira card? That would be a good flashback.
That would be nice.
He's defensively minded at first base. Guys, we just figured it out. The one's a Braves Mark Teixeira card. Boom.
And I think the other thing with this Mauer card, though, we all know that it's one of the best cards in the game.
Oh, yeah, monster.
At a position that is extremely thin. I think if you're talking about end game, there's only 2 to 3 catchers outside of your created player that you could really put there. And this is easily the best hitting one.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, who are you going to put there outside of Mauer? Like, as a creative player, maybe Molina.
Molina if you want the D, and Mauer if you want to hit. And Mauer can also play defense, so those are really the only two.
Well, actually, Mauer's defense isn't phenomenal. Like, it's got good fielding, and his arm strength's okay. But, yeah, I mean, like, Johnny Bench isn't great. The Yogi Berra card's okay, but a lot of people have trouble hitting with him because he's short. And even the Buster Posey, when compared to the other two, is just like, I mean, he's okay.
Yeah, he doesn't have the power of Mauer or the defense of Yadier.
Maybe the new Russell Martin that just came out, but even that card has some weaknesses.
Yeah, I would say you probably get Martin as your backup. Specifically for Mauer, just because he's got the power against the lefties. But
right.
Yeah. I think it's a Mauer Molina kind of thing. I think the argument for Molina and why I have him is not everybody can afford what it takes to get the Mauer.
Right.
The rookie is insanely expensive, and then it's 110 hits or 115 hits. So that's a long grind to put into getting the Mauer card.
Mm-hmm.
So again, I'm personally the Molina card is probably as far as I'm going to get. I have Molina and Russell. I'd love to have the Mauer card. I mean, it's a great card, and I definitely agree he's far and away the best catcher. But
I think it's at 8K,
Mauer, Molina, and everybody else.
Yeah, at like 8 or 9K, that Russell Martin can play for you.
Yeah.
Against righty numbers aren't that great. You know what you do? Go get yourself to Salty,
Exactly.
and then you're fine.
Yep.
Salty, robbed. We're sorry, sir.
He is fraud for sure.
What are my quick keys to make this work? I don't remember.
What are you trying to do? Get the...
I had quick keys to change my scenes, but it's all good. All right. Favorite first baseman? Bump, bump, bump. Surprising me, as a Braves fan, Fred McGriff, the '89 Atlanta legend, was voted in as everybody's favorite first baseman in a tight race, I must say. He got 28.1% of the vote. Behind him, Pujols and Rizzo both had 21.9%, followed by David Ortiz and Joey Votto. I was surprised. Don't get me wrong, he's a beast.
Probably the most shocking award, I think. Again, I talked him up greatly on the nomination show last, mostly because of that follow through. But never did I think he. I thought Rizzo was going to win this hands down.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely thought for sure Rizzo was going to win it hands down. It was very, very close. I mean, you're talking, 6.2% difference. So it was very close. But I'm still surprised that McGriff garnered enough support.
Let me tell you why I believe he did. For the price that you can get this McGriff, which is the 25-man set for the Braves, or no,
40.
Completing, the Braves 40-man set, that's not going to cost you much.
No.
And I think he's probably the cheapest of everybody on this list. I wonder if that had something to play into it.
Well, yeah, it's easily the cheapest. Then the Pujols, you can't get the Pujols, I don't think, without either BR or paying a ton of money for him. The Ortiz was probably the cheapest because you didn't have to pay anything for him, because that's the one they gave. You did a mission for the rookie prime or the rookie flashback, and you go back from there. I don't understand this card outside of it being the 40-man for the Atlanta Braves. I just don't understand the affection to it outside of, like what Chris said, the follow through on the home run, which is epic. Don't get me wrong, but the card isn't particularly good. It's good 88 power versus righties. I mean, the vision's 70. The fielding's not great. There's nothing really that makes this card stand out in competition.
Yeah, I think for a lot of people, and the reason why I really like this card is he was my first baseman for probably the first 3 months of the season. The Ortiz prime flashback didn't exist. Again, the Pujols was next to impossible to get your hands on. And Rizzo and Votto were very expensive. Rizzo was always expensive because of his massive IE boosts on 5 or 6 of the 7 days during the week. And Votto, while you could pick Votto up for cheap in May and early June when he was really struggling, once the All-Star game came around, Votto's price went through the roof because he just caught fire and he was 99 with the IE boost every day. So I think a lot of people who probably voted for McGriff in this category probably did so because he was their first baseman for a large chunk of the first half of the season, and they just really enjoyed using him. I mean, it's a solid card.
Yeah.
But was it this McGriff that was everybody's third baseman or first baseman, or was it the Tampa Bay rookie McGriff? Because that was the one that was easier to get, wasn't it?
No, I don't think so.
I don't remember.
This McGriff, all you had to do was complete the Atlanta collection. And earlier in the season, when Freddie Freeman was down in like the 85, 84 overall range, you could complete the Atlanta collection for like 10K. And then you could get McGriff for 10K when Rizzo was going for 35, 40K and Votto was going for 25K. Yeah. I don't even know. I don't know how the Tampa Bay McGriff is conquest related, is it not?
He's not. So I'm looking for now.
Yeah, he's not.
I've never used that Tampa Bay McGriff. I literally didn't even know it existed. You mentioned it right now.
Yeah, he does. He's actually better rated overall. He's 92 overall. I'm just looking.
Oh no, the one I'm talking about is the 83, the lower one you're talking about. This is the 89.
I'm talking the San Diego McGriff.
No, he's talking about the 93, but I have no idea how you even get that.
No, the 83. The 83.
Yeah,
that's what
that's
I'm
right.
looking at
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
I don't remember when I got that. I mean, I for some reason I thought I was mistaken. I thought it was that one, and it's not.
Yeah. Also, if you like Fred McGriff and you like his batting stance, I'm gonna highly recommend you get that San Diego one. 92. You lose a little bit of contact, but you gain a ton of power. Kind of a beastly card that I kind of want to check out now.
Is he? I wonder. Is he a BR only reward?
The 83?
No, the 92.
No, the 92 is on the auction house. You can get it for like 10K.
Oh, okay, because he's not a conquest reward for.
Well, I mean, he might have come through, but BR cards you can sell, so he might have come through that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Either way, hey, congratulations, Fred McGriff, former Toronto Blue Jay. Loved him. Part of the Robbie Alomar trade. Greatest trade in franchise history.
So you say. Moving on. Second base. Tell me about our second base winner, Snaggle.
Daniel Murphy, live series, 90 live series, 6%. Again, the lowest overall card in this category, but I don't think it's going to surprise anybody that Daniel Murphy won. Altuve and Cano each garnered 25%. That's the live series Cano. Prime flashback Chase Utley left in the dust, 9.4%. Yeah, I don't think it surprises anybody that Daniel Murphy won this. He was a lot of people's ride or die at second base for a very large part of the season.
Yeah, I'm still surprised that this is the one that was nominated and not the flashback, though I do like this card better. And with the IE boosts, he was better to use during the season.
Yeah.
Well, the flashback Murphy, correct me if I'm wrong, is in the Mets collection, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's
And
so
also,
that's
it was
way,
quite
very hard to get.
Yeah, he's way out of people's range in term considering you have to have that entire rotation plus Cespedes at some point. So,
and if I'm not mistaken, the live series Murphy started out as like an 82 or an 83 at the beginning of the season, and still had very good contact ratings. And I remember as he started to get really hot, his power started to go up. His vision went all the way up to 92. I mean, he's a very, very solid live series card. And again, I mean, you can still pick him up now for 3K and, get 90 contact versus righties or 92, 81 versus lefties, 74 power versus righties, 92 vision. I mean, he's a very solid all-around card.
Yeah, started the year off at an 80 overall.
Okay, yeah.
Built his way up, 10 overall points, bunch of power.
Yeah, a lot of people were upset he didn't make it to diamond level, but that's being a bit greedy to give a guy a 13 overall boost over the course of a season.
Well, and also at second base, his defense is not going to allow him to get a diamond, unfortunately.
Yeah.
All right,
that's the gamble you take.
Next up, I believe we have shortstop, because somebody doesn't know how to put these in the correct order. Unbelievable. Next up, favorite shortstop, Corey Seager, 91 live series with 25% of the vote. Interesting. Tulo comes in second with 21.9%, and A-Rod is third with 18.8%, and then Lindor, flashback, Hanley Ramirez, and rookie flashback, Jose Reyes. I love the Seager. Except for the fact that he couldn't throw guys at first base at the beginning.
Right, until he had the defensive upgrade. But even without the defensive upgrade, I think a lot of people used him at third base because he had third base eligibility. So, like Chris said, with a lot of these awards were, they used them for most of the season. There are a ton of people that don't have that Tulowitzki. The A-Rod just recently fell into everybody's hands in terms of having to grind for it. Lindor, Hanley Ramirez is another one you're not going to get very easily. The Reyes now is cheap. But again, the card that was accessible, that was the best card for everybody early, was Corey Seager.
Yeah, I'm very happy that this Corey Seager won, because it's just, and some of these other cards already, it's showing that people were picking their favorite cards and not necessarily like the best card. So I'm very happy this one. I remember when the start of the season when I got this card, I hit like crazy for average with him, but I could not hit a home run with him for the life of me. Yeah. Then I assume it was an update came to him, or I just figured out how to hit, and my average dropped a little bit, but I started ripping balls out of the park with him, and really loved the Seager for a long time. I would say if it wasn't for the Tulo, or no, maybe when I got Manny Machado. I think I got Machado, started playing him at short, for a little bit.
Correct me if I'm wrong. You got Tulo like right after you got Machado, didn't you? Like you
I
pulled
think so.
Tulo. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's when Seager stopped being my everyday shortstop. But that was far into the year when he finally stopped.
Well, one of the things that we talked about, Chris specifically said this, and he's right on. Seager has one of those quick swings. The fast, like he's swinging down on the ball swings that is a little odd in the show, animation wise. And it took a lot of people. Only reason I know that is because Jonathan Scope has the same one. It took people a lot to get used to that swing style with any of the players that had it. So I think that affected Seager early on, and then people just said, "Screw it, he's so good. I got to learn how to use it."
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if we would have limited this category to 4 cards, and we would have taken out the Francisco Lindor, Corey Seager probably runs away with it easily. Because I would assume a lot of the people who would have voted for Francisco Lindor in this category probably would have switched to Corey Seager because, again, he's kind of that same affordability that Lindor is. I haven't used the 99 Prime Tulowitzki, just haven't got the chance to get there. I've moved on from the Corey Seager. Again, like everybody else, I struggled to hit with him and whatnot. But yeah, it's interesting. I'm still slightly surprised that he won. I thought Tulowitzki would probably pull it out.
Yeah, big fan. And I think Lindor and Seager both started off as like high, like what were they, like 82s, 83s, something like that, 84s before going gold.
Yeah, Lindor, I think was Lindor maybe a 79 to start the season.
No, we looked into that before. I'll look at it right now, but Lindor was still like an 85, I think.
Okay.
He started golden.
Yeah.
Let me see.
I may be thinking
thought
of
it
Lindor
was
in 15.
Yeah, Lindor in 15 absolutely was. Yeah, Lindor started in 85.
Yeah, I think he ended the 77 or 78.
Seager was a little lower to start with because he was still considered his rookie year.
Yeah.
So I think Seager actually started at 84. So he was technically a silver when he started and didn't get bumped. This is the other thing. Seager didn't get bumped until June 10th.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're looking at, almost 2.5 months, and he didn't get, and that's when he got his arm strength boost, too. So a lot of people were even then, he started at 84-74 contact ready versus lefty, 70-66. Early in the game, that's still pretty huge.
Yeah. I like him. I might start using him again. Favorite third baseman? Oh, hey, nice. Chris Bryant, 50% of the vote. So that's a leading vote getter at a position, right?
He is the only player who got 50% of the vote in any category.
Wow. Followed by Chipper Jones, Nolan Arenado, and Manny Machado. I believe someone said Nolan Arenado was going to run away with this.
Someone said that Nolan Arenado should have run away with this, and he absolutely should have. People are kind of blind to Chris Bryant because of the year he had and how monstrous he was in real life. Guess what? I challenge somebody to use Chris Bryant every day at third base and tell me how many errors you come back with.
Hold on.
It will be an issue.
Does the game actually keep that stat? Oh, it does. Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to know. Well, remember, you use Bryant in the outfield a lot, too. I remember you saying that, so...
983.
So 983 is not a great percentage. And the other problem with him, in the year of the bunt cheese, 70 reactions is not going to do it.
48 dingers, though. So what's up?
They can hit all... I'm not saying he won't hit all he wants, but when you're bottom of the ninth, you got a guy on third, and that suicide squeeze is coming, 70 reactions is not going to get that done. So.
Just saying.
No, I blocked those people.
983 would make Chris Bryant the best fielding third baseman in the history of baseball.
Boom goes the dynamite.
Not in the show, though. I want Nolan Arenado.
Snag, we're back next week. Congratulations.
Yeah. Yep. That would tie him with Placido Polanco for the highest fielding percentage as a third baseman in the history of Major League Baseball.
And that's perfectly fine.
And
I'm taking 95 fielding Nolan Arenado every time for that.
Manny Machado does have a 1,000 fielding percentage for me.
Oh, there you go.
And he played some shortstop.
Playing devil's advocate, do you think the fact that Arenado's price is double Chris Bryant probably played a factor in this?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And the fact that Chris Bryant was in the captain's store, I think, fairly early.
Yeah.
Am I right on that?
I think
He's been in there. He's been in there several times.
Yeah, he's definitely been in and out several times. And he didn't start as a diamond either, did he? He started lower. Let me see what exactly he started at. Oh, thank you, Daddy Leaks, for being so awesome. Chris Bryant started as an 85 and didn't get moved up to an 88 until June 3rd. And that was when people really started thinking, oh my, he might become a diamond at some point. Didn't become a diamond until July 8th.
Got a lot of updates though.
Well, I mean, he's one of the crown jewels of the MLB this year in terms of story and in terms of face. So, I mean, I would say that Chris Bryant, again, we talked about this before. Availability is absolutely key in a lot of these votes. Otherwise, like I said, Chipper Jones would have easily won this. Nolan Arenado should have had more than 18%. Manny, I can see because Manny has some problems hitting lefties. Even guys like Mike Schmidt or guys like that would have had better chances. Or Adrian Beltre, the Dodgers' Adrian Beltre, would have had better goes at this vote.
Hey, you know what the problem was? Nobody nominated him.
Boom.
Favorite left fielder. The win goes to Ted Theodore Williams, 34.4%, followed closely by Reginald Stocker at 31.3%. And then Carl Crawford. Carl Crawford, 25%. I like that. Nice showing. Josh Hamilton, 9.4%.
And everything we just said about being available for the longest time just went right out the window.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to take personal credit for Ted Williams winning because Reggie Stocker absolutely obliterated the nominations for this category, and yet it's Ted Williams that picks up the win, mostly due to my impassioned Ted Williams pitch last week on the show.
Hey, I got Carl Crawford at 25%.
That's what I'm going with. Hey, and Carl Crawford, 25%. Nice to see. I love that Carl Crawford card. This is a tough category. And again, I mean, Ted Williams is pretty easy to get in, recent.
Yeah, now he is, yeah.
The recent 6-week span. And again, Carl Crawford is easy to get. Josh Hamilton is relatively easy to get now. Maybe too little too late for him winning this category. But yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy with Ted Williams winning this.
Okay.
The other problem with Hamilton now is Hamilton is essentially a platoon player.
Mm-hmm. First off, Hamilton has always been a platoon player, but you guys have not listened to me from the jump.
No, I get that. But I mean, this prime flashback is like 99-99 versus righties. And he's got a great arm for fielding. What I meant was when you compare him to Ted Williams, who is
he does
90s across the board except for power against lefties, and but Ted Williams' defense is terrible. But then you can look at the Reggie Stocker, who has like 80 speed, 90s across the board for all of his hitting, good arm, good vision, all that stuff. So Reggie Stocker is the best player. Williams wins this because Snaggle went really awesome with his speech, and I think part of it is because he was given away not really given away, but done through missions.
Okay. Moving on to center field. The 99 postseason flashback, Carlos Beltran. See, very upset because not many people have this. They weren't using this guy. He's not their favorite center fielder. 29% of the vote, 22.6% goes to Matt Kemp, followed by a whole bunch of other guys. Notably, a big 0 for Andrew McCutchen.
Goose egg. That was surprising.
Yeah. I believe that's the first one that we've had so far, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, one of two. There are two. There's another 0 coming up. That's one of 2 zeros that we had. I'm a little surprised that Beltran won. I mean, again, this maybe is a situation where people are voting more for best card as opposed to favorite card. Mm-hmm. Again, as we talked about last week, a lot of us seem to be in agreement. I know Liam and I agreed that we thought Matt Kemp was probably going to win this category, and he finished second, so, not too bad. Again, very close, though. I mean, you got 13% separating the top 4 guys.
I actually got Matt Kemp in another Battle Royale.
Nice.
As the first round pick, and I was like, yep, got to go Matt Kemp. And there was two other cards in there that I was like, these are good, but this Matt Kemp can literally do it all. So went with him.
Yeah.
And that Kemp is my starting center fielder. Everything. Does everything. He is as close to Carlos Beltran as anybody in this game is. So.
Yeah. All right, moving over to right field. Ooh, interesting. Surprising, some would say. We've got Ichiro Suzuki's rookie flashback of the 93 overall with 46.9%. Coming in second, Mookie Betts with 31.3%. And then some other guys rounding out the herd. Wow, that's a big percentage right there for Ichiro as well.
Yeah.
Cards of Beast, Bunt Cheese, Capital of the World. Well, we don't know. We'll find out later. I don't really know who won that yet, so don't spoil it for me.
I will not. Yeah, this one surprises me. Again, it's a great card. I'm not knocking the Ichiro in any way. I just thought, given the amount of people who use Mookie Betts and the support that I know he has in the community, I thought he was probably a for sure winner. Really nobody has the Jose Bautista card, so I didn't expect him to contend for this award. And with it only being the live series cargo, I didn't figure he would do very well, but I expected the top two to be flipped. But obviously I was wrong.
I wonder if we would have had Mookie Betts in as a second base option if he would have performed higher there.
Perhaps.
Well, especially since his arm strength isn't really where it should be in terms of right fielders. I think that's something that'll be updated next year. I think Mookie finally got an arm strength upgrade middle to late year, I think, up to like a 77. But the problem is that he's been listed as a right fielder all year with substandard defensive stats. I think we all know that when you move him to second base, his rating goes skyrocketing. So, yeah, I think him moving to second base would have helped him here. The other thing about this Ichiro is you didn't even have to do a 25-man collection. All you had to do was get enough pitchers and enough guys to do 700 innings as the Mariners. That's like nothing. You could have that within the first 2 weeks of the game for a guy that has, I think, 99 arm strength, huge contact numbers, huge vision numbers. And as we talked about, early on when nobody knew how to combat it, he was the bunt cheese monster. So,
and even if without bunting, still 98 speed.
Right.
You're going to hit ground balls to the shortstop, and second basemen are going to get caught in animations where you're going to beat them out.
Yeah. Just for the record, Mookie Betts had one arm strength upgrade, and it was on September 23rd.
Wow.
He was upgraded from 54 to 71.
Oh, there you go.
So you're saying I should do the innings and finally get this Ichiro?
Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing.
I'm literally going to look how far I am.
Well,
Mariners.
you do it.
I need 212 innings. I think I know what we're doing tonight. Next up, favorite starting pitcher. Oh, we have a tie here.
Yep.
Between Justin Verlander, prime flashback, and Noah Syndergaard with 28.1%. Behind them, Jose Fernandez, 21.9%, Matt Harvey with 12.5%, Steven Strasburg with 9.4%, and Millennium's favorite card, Ubaldo Jimenez, comes in with a lowly 0%.
Wow.
I'm not even sure how Jimenez got on this ballot.
That was you. That was all you, I think.
That's the bigger issue.
Jimenez is a very good card for the beginning of the season.
Yeah, he doesn't hang with any of these guys, though.
Agreed.
Yeah, the Verlander card doesn't surprise me one bit. And the Syndergaard really doesn't either. I mean, like, the top four cards in this category are four fantastic cards that are probably in everybody's endgame rotation, or at least in the conversation.
You know what would be interesting to see? I don't know if you guys know that now, if you go to daddyleagues.com, I have no idea where this thing is.
It's under rank.
And if you go to rank,
and then scroll down to SP.
And go to SP home runs per 9 adjusted, as you can see on the screen. Snaggle J and I did the math. I mean, it was my idea. I made Snaggle J do the work. These adjusted overalls take the home runs per 9 out of the equation. As we've said throughout the year, because Millennium said it, so we just said it was true after that. Home runs per 9 is a simulation stat and does not have any effect on gameplay. So we figured out how much a home run per 9 attribute meant to your overall, and we adjusted that out so you can see. So if you took that out, Who do we have? Verlander was an 89 overall, and Syndergaard's an 86 overall. So that's pretty good. And if you look at this list, I probably wouldn't recommend anything under an 83 by now.
Yeah. I agree
Unless they have like unbelievable stuff. Like I think the Matt Harvey has just okay per nines, but his stuff is phenomenal. Like his stuff is
The
lights
gold
out.
or the
The flashback Matt Harvey.
Yeah, the flashback Matt Harvey is rocking an adjusted 87 overall. He's the
is he?
10th highest.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Which is good, like I said, because his per nines are only like they're like in the 80s, and that was one of the questions I had. But here's the real thing: is so Verlander gets it because he's throwing 100 miles an hour with a circle change, a 12-6 curve, and a slider. That pitch mix is amazing, but that Syndergaard slider, I think we nicknamed it. Well, we didn't nickname it. The actual baseball nicknamed it Thor's hammer.
The actual baseball literally came out of his hand and was like, I think this is Thor's hammer.
Yeah, it's like Mjolnir comes in and just strikes guys out. But that when they added that to the game, remember, because he didn't have that slider to start. When they put that slider in, that was the end for Noah Syndergaard in terms of arguments on where he stood. It's him, like I said, the four we talked about, and I think Jose Fernandez is right there too, in terms of just how good he was. So,
yeah, I think of all of them. Access denied. What did you do to me?
Oh, sorry. I changed it to view only because people wanted me to post a link in the chat.
This guy.
So they could view along. People
who are
just getting their link.
One thing I'm surprised about is that Strasburg was on this list, especially because some consider I figured his flashback and his live would be split. Because some people consider his flashback a better card. So I don't know. I think the top four, if you have the top four in your rotation, you've got a dominant rotation without question. So
yeah. Why are there 3 Steven Strasburgs in this list? Hold on.
There's 3 because there is a flashback, a regular Strasburg, and then there is a
there's the flashback.
The flashback you could win. Yeah, the flashback with a no cost, right?
Well, let me tell you, if you adjust, the live series is a point better. But that's just because
I think it's the stuff though. I think something with along the lines of like one of them gets an extra pitch, whereas the other one has better per nine. So
yeah, the live gets the slider that the flashback does not have.
Right, there you go.
Yeah, also Syndergaard's sinker is pretty nasty.
Yes.
Also has a circle change, so sinker and circle change are going to be looking the same at vastly different velocities. All right. What do we got next? Favorite reliever. Oh, I'm sorry, Millennium. Andrew Miller with 34.4% of the vote, followed by Zach Britton with 25%, Adam Wainwright's postseason flashback with 21.9%, and Billy Wagner with 18.8%. Thoughts? Andrew Miller, I believe did he start as a diamond or he started as a gold?
Started as a gold.
He got the bump, extremely effective. And I think one of the big things that actually helped him towards the end of the season, I think he got a big stamina boost.
Yeah, the very last roster update, I believe it jumped to 30 or 31. I'm just pulling it. 31, yeah. He got a stamina boost from 24 to 31 in the November roster update.
He's also got 99 hits per nine, 99 Ks per nine, and 99 clutch.
Yeah. He started as a 90.
Yeah.
He didn't go diamond until June 24.
Well, he's had those 99s the entire time, too. Those 99s, hits per nine, K per nine. His his BP over 9, his control has gone up incrementally as it's gone until now it's like an 82. So I think the other thing about this card, the only thing that ever worries me, and this is where Chris and I disagree, is that a fastball two-seam slider mix for me on a pitcher that you're thinking about running out there in the middle innings, it worries me. I mean, his slider's really good, don't get me wrong, 99 break, and his two-seamer's got 99 break on it, but if you're sitting fastball slider, at what point can you really start fooling guys?
I don't think they're trying to fool him. I think they're just trying to beat him with the stuff.
The thing is, if what makes the difference in this card is if his slider was 90, 91 miles an hour, this card would be much easier to hit. The fact that that slider is coming in 84, 85, and then he can touch 97, 98 with the fastball. I mean, you can't sit fastball slider. You have to pick one or the other. The thing with Andrew Miller is, and I mean, you could probably say this about any of the top tier relievers, is there are guys who can hit Andrew Miller. Guys are going to guess right. There are guys who know what to look for. But if you have somebody who is good at mixing their pitches and has a good control over the meter, this Andrew Miller card is absolutely filthy because you can just go fastball slider, and there's so different pitches that it's just very, very, very difficult to hit.
Yeah, and you got to remember, I want to say the majority of people I've played against, and myself included, have Miller, Britton, and Chapman in the pen.
Yeah.
So I don't think a lot of people are out there throwing Andrew Miller for a whole inning or two innings. I think he's coming in to get a key guy who's not good against lefties out. Yeah. He's being used more as a specialty than he is in real life.
I have all three of those guys, Miller, Britton, and Chapman. And again, we were talking about this before the show. I pitched probably and have the most success with Chapman, and I use Chapman as my closer. Miller is the first guy out of my bullpen pretty much every game. And what that does is that, because there's no starting pitcher who's like Andrew Miller, so right away your opponent is seeing something different. Also, what I like about Miller is sometimes you will force your opponent to use their best pinch hitter in the sixth inning, which is always an advantage in a close game. If you can get a guy burning good guys off his bench early, and then you still have Zach Britton, and you still have Dylan Betances like I have, and you still have Aroldis Chapman down there, Miller is effective like that. He can give you 2 innings. Again, I personally think it's a better card than Zach Britton. I know people disagree, but it is what it is.
I think the other question that I'm going to have now, and this is more, I guess, baseball related and next year for the show than anything else. With the way Andrew Miller was used in the playoffs this year, and the lack of Zach Britton for that matter, is this going to change the way bullpens are used in Major League Baseball? And if so, are we going to see more top-tier relievers get this stamina upgrade like Andrew Miller? And maybe even further, because correct me if I'm wrong again, but didn't Miller go 3 innings one playoff game? Or almost 3, like 2 1/3 or something?
Against the Blue Jays.
So 31 is not accurate stamina for that. Like, I would want to see him like around in the 40 range. Yeah. Is this going to be by like June of next year? Are we going to be seeing MLB The Show play differently because of the bullpen?
No, because I don't think throughout the course of the regular season, Andrew Miller is not going to be pitching like that. He's going to go back to pitching 1 inning, probably closing out games for them.
Yeah.
Or they might still use him in he's going to come in the 6th today, but they're not going to have him pitch the 6th and the 7th. Or they're not going to have him pitch the 7th, 8th, and into the 9th. That's going to be one of those things where it's going to be reserved for the playoffs. Like, remember, what was it? Remember when, who traded for him? When the Brewers got CC Sabathia?
Yeah.
And he pitched like every 3rd day?
Yeah.
Like, you can't really put that in, there's no real stat for that in the game, but that would be like trying to compare something like that.
Yeah.
Like, Miller's not going to be every day going 2 1/3 for the Indians next year.
Yeah, I think in real life you won't see it happen because they didn't win. Not saying they lost because of how Andrew Miller was used, but I think that as sad as it is to say, like from a real life standpoint, I think the way Francona managed that bullpen would have carried a lot more weight with other clubs had they actually won.
But I think wasn't his bullpen use widely regarded as one of the reasons they got to where they were?
Oh, absolutely. But again, baseball is ultimately about, did you win? Did you win? Not saying they lost because of how he pitched the bullpen, but it's difficult for them. Usually, if a team does not climb to the top of the mountain, what they did to get there is widely disregarded.
I want to
Okay,
see.
like I said, I think it's something to keep an eye on just in case. Like, so maybe not. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it happens. Who knows?
Yeah.
At this point, I don't think anyone really knows because, like, I think it was a combination. I heard this conversation come up somewhere, and I wish I could remember where it was. I think it was more because of the combination of Britton not being used and then Miller being used in like the 7th inning or like the 6th inning or like he's considered their best reliever and he was used in a bunch of weird spots.
Yeah. But again, also the Indians had other closers. They had Cody Allen and they had Perez. They have a guy whose name I can't think of.
You're right. I think it was Robbie Perez, right?
Robbie Perez, right?
Yeah. Well, to be fair, Baltimore has some very talented arms as well. I mean, Michael Givens has closer type stuff, and Darren O'Day can get guys out late in the game. So if that's the game,
closer stuff though, that like the difference. I think the difference TJ makes there is the Indians legitimately have 3 closers.
yeah, guys
on their
with
roster,
closing experience.
right?
Yeah, and aside from a couple games. There were 2 games in August where he pitched 2 innings, one where he went 1 1/3, 1 2/3. He wasn't going until like the last week because when did Cleveland clinch? They didn't clinch till late, right? Am I crazy?
I think it was 4 or 5 days before, maybe.
Did they had to fight for a wild card spot, right? Wild card?
No, they won the Central.
Yeah, I mean they won the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like the last 10 games he pitched, and it was all an inning or 2 innings or an inning and 2/3. Yeah. So, and that's not including the playoffs where he was getting crazy.
They won the Central by 8 games, so they would have clinched probably with maybe 5 or 6 days to go. Well, yeah, it depends. They won quite a bit at the end, so conceivably they might have only clinched with like a week to go, and then they extended the lead. Because you said they went on a bit of a winning streak to end the season, did they not?
Yeah.
Anyway,
or maybe not a winning streak, but
there.
The games that he pitched, they won. Yeah, he racked up a lot of innings in that. Can I do this? In the last couple weeks, I can't apparently. I want his baseball reference. Yeah, they don't let you do that thing. But yeah, effective. But I feel like that's like a playoff effective thing. That's not going to be a regular season thing. So I really wouldn't want them to do that unless they were able to figure out a. Well, here's the problem: MLB's thing, even in franchise, the playoff pitcher stamina is broken, right? So if they fix that, I would say maybe they do a boost in there somehow, like in a franchise mode, but not for like a Diamond Dynasty.
Yeah.
Because like in franchise mode, if you can say, "Hey, it's the playoffs, I don't care, you're pitching," that would be a little different. But they don't have stamina working correctly in franchise now, so we'll see. We spent a lot more time talking about Andrew Miller than I thought we were going to. Just an FYI.
Sorry.
Next up, don't be sorry. Favorite utility player?
Mm-hmm.
Millennium. Tell me why Mookie Betts, who got 40% of the vote, is not a utility player.
Mookie Betts shouldn't have been on this question. Mookie Betts shouldn't have won this. I'm sorry, he's not a utility player. He can't play shortstop. He can't play third base. He technically can't play first. Utility players must play multiple infield positions. Otherwise, you're just an outfielder with some talents at second base.
See, should have been here when we made up these rules.
Yep.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh, you were, but you didn't chime in.
Nope. Unfortunately, some of us have work during the day.
Yeah, that's when we do all these things. So you should have been ready.
Work's overrated.
Good.
I do still find this category interesting. I thought maybe Ben Zobrist having 2 cards on the list would hurt him, but he still wouldn't have won, even if you combine the vote percentage he got with both cards.
I'm actually surprised that Emilio Bonifacio got almost 7% of the vote.
Hey, Bonifacio, awesome.
I agree. He's pretty good. But yeah, I believe the ruling for utility players, they had, 4 positions total?
Yeah, 1 your primary and 3 secondary positions.
Yeah, because we didn't want you just playing outfield. We didn't want a utility player that was a center fielder, left fielder, and right fielder.
Yeah.
So a beast like Mookie Betts.
Is what it is.
Yeah.
Well, and Mookie Betts, let's be fair. Mookie Betts is an amazing hitter, has got some speed, is good overall at what he does with the exception of defense. So, and even his defense has gotten an upgrade, so.
Yep. Agreed. Let's see, what do we got next? Favorite flashback card, 89 or less. We have a tie. Our one and only tie, I believe?
No, starting pitcher was a tie.
Oh, I'm sorry.
This category is a tie, and the next category also a tie.
Wow. Favorite flashback, 89 or less. We have a tie between Chris Sale, the rookie flashback, and the Jared Saltalamacchia rookie flashback. Good. Salty getting some love here. They both got 37.5%. Kenley Jansen's rookie flashback got 18.8%. And the new Soria flashback got 6.3%. I wonder if that card was out longer if he would have got more love.
I hope so. That Chris Sale card is trash.
To experienced the show players like us, that Chris Sale card is trash.
Yeah, again, good early season guy in your bullpen, but I can't stand him. I think I had him for one. It was like, nope, never again.
Yeah.
The thing is,
he's much like an Andrew Miller, if you will.
And again, both these guys, 25-man roster rewards, cheap to get. Even though the sale's trash, it's still a good card early in the game.
Yeah.
With high per nines. The Salty, great against righties. I think we said he could play World Series level right now, head to head, if he's platooned against lefties. So,
yeah,
I don't think this is a surprise for either one of them.
Yeah, if you have the Salty and the Russell Martin, that's a great combo right there to go with.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think it's indicative of there are still a lot of people who have Chris Sale on the roster as well. Don't get me wrong. And I'm pretty sure all of us crushed that Chris Sale card, but it's indicative of these are two guys that a lot of people seem to still like, even after 9+ months of this game being out.
Yeah, and it's a good card. It's a good card.
Yeah.
In its moments.
For what you should use it for, it can be a good.
Yeah.
Well, and a lot of guys just picking up the game for Christmas. I mean, these are two of the guys they're gonna have within the first 2 days. Mm-hmm. So,
good cards to have. Next up, favorite flashback 90 or higher. We have a tie between Troy Tulowitzki and Carlos Beltran. Surprisingly, McCutcheon, who got no votes for the center field, gets 12.5%. Oh, he also ties with Jacoby Ellsbury. He also got 12.5%.
So, yeah, I find that interesting that 3 center fielders in this category, and McCutcheon, who got no votes for favorite center fielder, gets double-digit percentage here. So, people giving him a second thought.
But I think the other thing is, too, so Tulowitzki is the best player at one of the shallowest positions in terms of top-tier talent.
Yeah.
I'm very curious that Maurer didn't get any kind of love here, but the Beltran is widely considered the best card in the game. And I think the other thing that this says is center field was overstocked this year. I mean, there's a ton of really, really good center fielders in the game this year. And I think most of us that have an end game or near end game roster have center fielders, unless you have Stalker or maybe you're using the Ted Williams card. I mean, listen to the list is 2 Trouts, Beltran, McCutcheon, Flashback Kemp, Ellsbury. The Sizemore was popular early. Gomez, the Jim Edmonds is a popular card. I mean, the McCutcheon, there was a Pence that was a really popular card. I mean, there's a lot of really good center fielders in this game, as opposed to left and center field or left and right field.
Yeah, I actually really like that Pence if you can get it in Battle Royale. He's like a mini Matt Kemp. What else? Is our last category?
Nope. We have legend and bunt cheese.
Favorite legend goes to 99 overall, Reggie Stalker. 37.5% of the vote. Chipper Jones gets 31.3%. Ted Williams, 21.9%. And Nolan Ryan, the Angels version, gets 9.4%.
So again, interesting. Williams beat Stocker for favorite left fielder, but now Flip reverses it here with a 16 percentage point win in Legend.
Yeah.
I think
The Cards are beast.
go ahead.
No, go ahead. That's all I really
Yes.
say. Beast.
I mean, really, some of it is also, I mean, it's Stocker.
Yeah.
We talked about this before. I mean, it's everyone knows it's supposed to be Barry Bonds, but it's not.
I don't know who that
It's
is.
Reggie Stocker. So I think that there's something to be said for that too, where people are saying, "Hey, Legend," and having fun with the fact that Reggie Stocker's the fact that we can't get Barry Bonds in the game. So
What was he in the 2K? Joe something?
John Dowd?
Jim Dowd.
Jim Dowd.
John Dowd? Might be John
Dowd.
John or Jim? Jimmy John Dowd.
Jim John.
But also legendary for that, for not being in the game and having to have a fake guy in there for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beast card. Don't want to
Beast,
face it. And he hurt me in BR yesterday. I was very upset.
I mean, all four of those are monster cards. So
Absolutely.
Is this the final thing?
The bunt cheese is it. This is
Most-
the coup de grace.
Most hated bunt cheese card. Billy Hamilton. It's an amazing 43.8%. Followed by the best right fielder, Ichiro Suzuki, with 28.1%. Gerard Dyson with 18.8%. And Jose Reyes with 9.4%. The 90 flashback. That's the super fast one.
Yeah.
Be ham, gun, go ham. A lot of center fielders you can have.
Yeah.
Well, why not just get Billy Hamilton? Also, Red Sox says John Dowd was MVP 05.
there you go.
Not 2K.
What was he in 2K? That doesn't matter.
I mean, it's very important.
I wonder. Again, I made an impassioned speech for Billy Hamilton winning this category, but I wonder if he was aided by the fact that he now has that mission to unlock the Hamilton rookie card.
Also true.
And everybody would have had Billy Hamilton in their lineup for the last couple weeks, trying to grind out. I think it was 40 steals you needed.
I think 25.
Oh yeah,
Let's not get crazy.
okay, yeah, 25. I was doing so many missions at the same time; it's hard to keep them all straight.
That's 11.
But yeah, I wonder if that was. I wonder if more widely used in the last few weeks. People may have been bunt cheesing to get him on base so they can get the steals. Hard to say. Either way, he's a trash card. Only needs to be he's only in your lineup for one reason, kids, and that's to steal bases. And if you got a bunt to get him on, well, that makes you a bunt cheeser.
Come on.
Well, not necessarily.
He's got
no.
83 fielding, 86 arm strength, 98 reaction. A dude can play some defense.
No, I can't.
Let me explain to you a good time that isn't a bunt cheeser, and it happened to me. The reason I'll say that is because it happened to me tonight before we went on. I was playing a guy who ended up having Billy Hamilton. Speaking of the devil, at third base because he ran out of bench guys. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna go easy. I'm not gonna do this yet. And then he pinch hit for Billy Hamilton with Gregory Polanco, who then went to third base as a left-handed outfielder.
Wow.
Hey, man.
I had Jose Altuve coming up the next inning. What's the first thing you think I did?
Bunt.
You have to bunt in that position.
Yeah.
Like
That's
you're
not bunt
supposed
cheese.
to.
Hey, man,
That's
you're a
smart
cheeser. What do you want me to do?
The other thing is too is if you've got Billy Hamilton or if you've got Ichiro or somebody with high speed, and your opponent doesn't adjust defensively for third base. I'm not talking about bringing the second baseman in. I'm talking about specifically third base.
Yeah.
You have it is your obligation to at least test that. Because the third baseman in regular defensive positioning still react to it. It's just the guy's too fast. In real life, if somebody like Billy Hamilton's coming up, the third baseman's on the infield grass.
Right. Or on the dirt in front of the strike zone.
Yeah, the cutout
area.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anything you can do, you still have to honor the speed. So bunt cheesing please don't go around thinking, oh my God, he got on with Billy Hamilton leading off the game with a bunt. Yeah, well, you really should have bunt defense or at least third base cover drag on. And take a look at that.
Yeah, I think bunt cheese is probably the most overused term right now. Like, there's a difference between, bunting in a situation that warrants it. I mean, most of us, have probably played baseball at one point or another in our lives, and we have a general understanding of strategy in real life baseball. Bunting does have a place in the game. If you're playing BR, and you're trying to score that one run, or if you're playing a close head-to-head game late, there's a situation to bunt. But when you play the guy that I played last night, who bunted 10 to 12 times with everybody in his lineup, including prime flashbacks who have no speed and things of that nature, that's when it gets to be cheesy. Yeah, but there is definitely a difference between laying down a smart bunt and being a cheeser.
Agreed. I feel this was a very good conversation. Congratulations again to Billy Hamilton, most hated bunt cheeser. Reggie Stocker, our favorite legend. Tulo and Carlos Beltran as our favorite flashbacks, 90 or higher. Chris Sale, Jared Sotomakia, favorite flashbacks, 89 or less. Mookie Betts, our favorite utility player. Andrew Miller, our favorite reliever. Verlander and Syndergaard, our favorite starting pitchers. Ichiro, our favorite right fielder. Carlos Beltran, our favorite center fielder. Ted Williams, our favorite left fielder. Third base, Chris Bryant. Shortstop, Corey Seager. Daniel Murphy at second. First base, Fred McGriff. And Joe Mauer as our favorite man.
Congrats to all the winners.
Yes, you all deserved it. You all did some great work this year.
The first big award winners for 2017.
Great job, everyone.
Way to not be the Mariah Careys of MLB.
Hey man, if your in-ear monitors go down, I mean,
stop it.
It's a big deal. I got my in-ear monitors in. As you can see, no huge headphones this week.
I'm not watching the stream.
Well, hey man, I can't account for your bad taste.
Hey, I have the chat open. That's what's required.
That's what I'm asking for, man. When do you guys want to play? What's up? When do you guys want to get beat? Tell me how you want to get to 2000 so bad when you can't even beat me.
Unfortunately, playing friend games doesn't affect your rating.
I know. That's good for you. Boom. Goes to dynamite.
Mills, you can take this one if you like.
Nope. I am. I told you I don't play on stream. Doesn't work.
Okay. I'll have to quit this game that I'm already in.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I'll go grind to 2000 if that's what we want to do.
No. Listen.
Go get you a random.
No, I'm going to get me a random. I'm gonna go take him out. I'm going to
take him out.
I'm going to use this team that I'm not super happy with. Hold on.
It's all right.
I need to find a center field situation that I like. Oh, why is Jim Edmonds in my routine? Why is Jim Edmonds here at all? That's my question.
Because he's awesome.
Not good at all.
He's pretty beastly. He's got that nice little hop step when he hits a no-doubter.
Who do I want in center? Because I don't love Andrew McCutcheon.
Somebody's got a quicker mouse finger than I do.
That would be me.
Okay. Luckily, I was looking at the TV, so that's my excuse.
You timed him out for 1 second.
I purged him. That's all I did.
Purge you.
Not cool, man. Uncool.
I mean, it's fine. You should hear about the Pokemon baller in the YouTube chat that wants me to sub him.
Pokemon. Sick. So I guess, I guess we're kind of all on endgame teams now, right?
I mean, if I can figure out a center fielder, yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of where we're at. But the thing is, does it give you pause when you see a content calendar come out with and you're like, crap, do I stop what I'm doing and wait and see what they're going to come out with? Or are you guys not concerned that they may come out with some really sweet cards?
No. You got to play the game. I mean, you got to know that if it's a 12-month content calendar, you play it, until we know exactly what everything is. Like Madden. Madden pretty much knows that Ultimate Freeze is coming around Christmas. And they know that Ultimate Freeze is a huge thing for Madden, or like Ultimate Feast or Team of the Year, those things. Until we get some kind of bearing on what timing is and all this stuff, like we had holiday equipment, but that wasn't really a big promo. So until we have some kind of bearing on that, I think you just play. Just keep playing. Use your stubs where you can use them. Get your team to be better. If not, you can always sell the card. What you need to be worried about is if you're looking to flip on the market, always know when new cards come out. Always know that you might get A-Rod for free. So that 500,000
Ted Williams.
A-Rod, yeah, Ted Williams. So
yeah, that's right.
Side note, did we ever get an answer to the 2K Barry Bonds thing?
No, we did not.
Joe Young.
Mighty Joe Young.
Mighty Joe Young, yes. Yeah. I remember that. I remember that very vividly because that created so many issues.
Oh, I got a Noah Syndergaard mirror match.
Ooh.
We also both have Chris Bryant hitting 5th.
I wonder if it'll be good as my Zach Godley mirror match that I had.
By the way, that David Ortiz you have playing first base, 3 errors against me earlier today, and one of them was on a catch from third base.
Interesting.
Like, it actually bounced off his glove and dropped in front of him.
Let me tell you about bouncing off gloves and dropping in front of you.
Oh, I don't want to talk about it.
I've been playing this new game called Pro Evolution Soccer.
Uh-oh.
Goalies don't seem to know how to catch. They just deflect it in front of them.
Well, actually, I mean, deflecting into the goal is not a great thing, but if you watch like soccer, a lot of goalies in real life don't catch the ball. It's more deflecting, almost like a hockey goalie, in terms because the ball's hit so hard and with so much spin that if you try to catch it, chances are it might go right through your gloves. So, I think that's a normal thing in real life.
Nope, don't like it. I let up 4 straight goals because my goalie took shots, not hit hard at him, like towards his chest. They bounced back to their guys and scored easily.
Oh no, yeah, stuff like that should definitely be caught.
Jose Altuve, trash, getting him off this team.
Was that the end game Rodriguez? Or was it somebody grinding it?
I don't believe so. Oh, I did not really look.
That's the second time I've seen that Holiday in play today. Now, granted, he hits a lot, but geez, why would you want to have him in the outfield?
Why are the umpires online so much trash with the strike zone?
They're actually not. They're the same as they are offline.
It's bad.
They're the exact same as they are offline.
Yeah.
Guys, that call Crawford
with the
leading off.
variableness, you mean?
Yes, and they're personalized too. They're not random. They're all personalized umpires. It's the same way they are. If you listen to what they talk about, like eventually they'll talk about the umpires to start the game. Yeah, or if you go to the game log and see what umpire it is.
So is this where you're going to tell me that there's a thread on Operation Sports?
Oh, there's an extensive thread on Operation Sports about the umpires, isn't there?
Sweet.
Is there? Is it now?
So.
Or because I know my black book is. I have my black book, but that's about it. I haven't seen the actual umpires thread on OS this year. There was last year. Hold on, let me see here.
Jared is correct. I have not shaved in 2017.
Wow.
I checked. It was my son's birthday, I believe, was the last time I shaved, which was middle of
Weak
November.
sauce.
I do need to clean it up because it's getting kind of out there right now.
Gangly. It's getting gangly.
Yeah.
I know there has been the thought of turning off variable umpires online.
Yeah.
But I think part of that is also
I like the realism of that.
That's kind of the fun of baseball is that every umpire has their own strike zone. So,
especially if you know how to use it and stuff.
But can you imagine if there was variable referees on Madden during the Madden Classic?
How about referees in Madden are just trash all the time?
Yeah, well, especially on out of bounds stuff and reviews.
Yeah. But it's funny though, they don't have the close calls at first base online. I've never seen one, so
you can't challenge. Yeah, you can't challenge online.
Yeah, there's no challenge online, which makes sense to keep the speed of the game.
Right.
But are they always right?
I'm hoping we get more challenges next year. By the
I
way,
think they're always right.
That slider in the wrong spot.
I'm assuming they're always right.
He also has David Ortiz playing
I'm
first
telling you
base.
they're not. An umpire has never been wrong.
So are you saying I should bunt down the first base line because he's got David Ortiz?
Always.
actually, you know what? If they're gonna see, that's the thing is that I think it's the same thing as sim. Okay, let's get into this argument just real quick.
Yeah.
So there are so many different viewpoints on what the word sim is. It's the same thing with bunt cheese. What is bunt cheese? Like, what is value? No, but what is bunt cheese in terms of, like, okay, so you bunt to the second baseman and the second baseman doesn't react to it correctly. Okay, I get that one. What happens when you hit bombs to left field that, you just miss off of hung sliders? But besides that, so if you have David Ortiz at first base, isn't it my almost like I have to test him, right? If David Ortiz was in real life at first base, he would get tested.
If I could guarantee that I could hit a ground ball to the first baseman, I would definitely do it.
Right, exactly. Well, I mean, even bunters. I mean, you would still want to bunt and try to see what Ortiz could do, especially if Ortiz is playing back. So, and I think they do that. I think a lot of that. Yeah, there you go. Sporer's bunt cheese is consistently bunting with anyone in any situation to take advantage of poor animations.
Yeah.
Right, but now, in my case, we had left-handed Gregory Polanco at third base, and I had Altuve up. Yeah, could I get on with Altuve? Probably with a regular base hit, but if you've exhausted your bench and your bench is built incorrectly, I'm supposed to take advantage of a left-handed third baseman. Ortiz played first base minimally this year, Cumberbatch, and didn't have if I remember correctly, because someone went in and looked at this, didn't have a speedy guy that played against him while he was there. He didn't play first base much.
I don't think there's a ton of bunters main job bunters anymore.
So, yeah, here's the thing. My question to you about your Polanco situation is Polanco, whatever, same difference.
Seattle Lamacchia.
So, if you're a manager of a baseball team in real life, are you flashing the bunt sign to your third base coach in that situation? Yeah, you are. I mean, you're trying to win a ball game. That's a real life buntable situation, as far as I'm concerned. If I'm on the bench of a baseball team, I'm saying, hey guys, make sure you get the ball to that third baseman for as long as he's in the game, because he's not supposed to be there. It's a real world situation where you should absolutely do everything in your power to take advantage of a boneheaded defensive adjustment.
And here's the other thing. So, two ways to fix bunt cheese that I can figure out. I know the community's going back and forth with this. Make the bunt rating matter. Like, actually make the drag bunting rating matter more. So if a guy's at 20 drag bunt, he shouldn't be able to bunt. So speedy guys that don't bunt in real life shouldn't. Or up the animation speed for second base. I can see that too. Make a bunt PCI. The only thing I worry about that is you have to set your bunt before the pitch, which way you wanted to bunt with, because half of bunting is where you're bunting it too.
My thing is,
it did send, by the way, Paul. We saw it the first time. I talked about it.
Let's assume they don't do anything with the hitting part. Give me free-form defensive adjustments. Let me put my third baseman within reason. Let me use give bunt defense levels. Very shallow bunt defense. Let me put the third baseman literally almost on top of home plate, and if a guy still wants to take the opportunity to bunt, then go right ahead. But give me more customizable defensive depths, not left, right, or anything like that. Just in terms of in and out. And let me take on the risk of putting my third baseman, 30 feet from home plate. Because that's how you would do it in real life. If you want to stop a guy from bunting in real life, put your third baseman, 10 feet in front of the grass.
And Anthony Rizzo using a different glove to do some bunt coverage because he was in so far?
It wouldn't surprise me if he had maybe a catcher's mitt almost, or a softball. Wasn't it a softball first baseman's mitt?
Maybe. I almost thought it was. I thought it was just a regular fielding mitt or something.
Yeah. So I think we pretty much you gotta no more fake bunting. If you push the bunt button, you're locked in. Yeah. So there's no fake bunting. That has to stop. because that screws with the third base and first base, as Matt Foley and Paul Sporer just mentioned.
Yeah, I hate that.
Second base animations, you have to have better income. I mean, you need better animations around the infield for a lot of plays, but specifically one of the big things the bunt cheesers do is try to bunt to the second baseman. I need a second baseman with a higher fielding and higher reaction to have a better animation for that. And then I think lastly, like I said, have a bunt rating. Paul mentioned a bunt PCI would be really awesome. Something like that. Yeah, bunting in general needs to be harder. Make it a skill. And then, you know what? Like, make it so only actual bunters can bunt. So
yeah, that's why I think the rating needs to matter.
And the other thing is make there a difference between the sacrifice bunt and the drag bunt. I know they're different animations right now, and you get like a running animation, but it's way too easy to drag bunt. I mean, sacrifice bunting should be fairly easy if it's in the strike zone. Okay, that should happen. And that I don't think people are sacrifice bunting cheesing, but the drag bunt is a skill that is developed over years in major leagues. It has to be developed over time in the show.
I'm with you.
Yeah. I feel you.
Should I bunt with Mookie Betts?
Every single time. Cheese it up.
Make sure. Do it. No, I'll hit the ground to the shortstop. So.
That's all right. Whatever you feel is best for your team.
Yeah, I figured it would help.
I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't, like Paul's saying, you can use the triangle with like a modifier to drag bunt and let it do a PCI and let your timing of your drag bunt determine the direction, not just be able to push it that way.
Yeah.
I think that would make people, like, again, you'd have to learn it. And when someone does it, you're like, man, someone's really good at this.
Yeah, make it an extreme risk to try.
Stop swinging at crap, TJ.
Yeah.
I should have hit it opposite field.
Make drag bunting a very risky proposition. Again, like it is in real life, with a very low percentage success rate.
Yeah, because right now, even with 2 strikes, you still have a pretty good chance of putting a drag bunt in fair territory.
Yeah,
right.
And that's the thing is that right now, given the current game, there's literally nothing to deteriorate bunt cheesers. It's not, they bunt with 2 strikes. They bunt in all situations. There's nothing that you can do as a pitcher other than throw the ball out of the strike zone every single time. There's no negative reason to make them stop.
My negative reason is I'm going to plunk the next hitter you have.
Yeah.
And now they have 2 guys on base.
Yeah. My thing is I bide my time until the 10th inning and 50 feet. And then when you send me a GD message after the game, I'll give you a reason why I hate your guts.
Can I not hang the slider? Oh, I tried to hang it.
Again, it's. I think it's a very telling about how good of a game this is. That literally the biggest issue that we can sit here and pick about in terms of gameplay is about bunting.
I don't know. I mean, bunting is the 0-1 trap of MLB. But Madden was able to fix that real quick. I mean, longer than it should have taken, but they still fixed it. Because you were like guaranteed yards in that.
Paul brings up another good point. The R2 button when you're batting, you're allowed to look at pitch history. And if you think somebody's quick pitching you, just hit R2. Don't hold it every time, but you know what? Use that to slow down the pitcher. That is not cheese.
Yeah,
it's cheese if they're continuously button pitch.
Yeah.
Use the R2 if you want to see it. Take your time. It's okay.
Yeah, you're also allowed 1 practice swing per at bat as well. If you can get it before he locks in his pitch, you can go through 1 full practice swing animation per at bat.
I don't know about that. Because the practice swing doesn't really do anything. So
no, but it buys you time
to kind of breathe. I can see that.
It buys you time. I mean, I played a guy the other day. He did it with every single hitter, and I thought it was quite excessive.
Right.
But when I looked at his team afterwards, he was really struggling at the plate. And I mean, I am a kind of a quick pitcher. Like I kind of have a general game plan. So I kind of understand why he was doing it. He was struggling, trying to get a bit of a groove going. He just wanted that extra minute to kind of think about what I was doing. Like again, you can only do it once per at bat, which I'm very happy that that's the case. But if you could do it before every pitch, I'd probably shoot somebody.
I can see that, Paul. Paul says he knows a guy who practice swings every 2-strike count to throw off rhythm. I can definitely see that. Like using a practice swing that if a guy's getting, especially guys that use the analog or even the meter pitching, both of them involve some type of timing and rhythm. Using that to get guys and say, hey, you know what? If this guy's been killing me, let's slow him down a little bit. So,
also, we need guys sliding head first all the time.
Like sliding head first, injury risk, higher injury risk.
I'll take it. Be safe. Quit being thrown out because you slid feet first for no apparent reason.
It's one of the things that I find the show replicate real life baseball. Real life baseball is so rhythm based. Mm-hmm. You get into a groove and you get into a rhythm, and I find the show is like that, which is why you can go out and you can play the CPU on All-Star difficulty or whatever difficulty you play on, and do a very good job. And then you go play online and you struggle mightily because the rhythm is not the same. That's one thing I love so much about this game, is having been, a baseball player for the better part of 3 decades. It replicates that rhythm that you have in real life, and there are ways input into the game that help you control the rhythm of the game and the rhythm of a dancer
and the rhythm of the night.
Just rhythm of
the night.
Rhythm of the dancer. That's good. That's a good one.
I think that's Dance Mix 94 or 95. I don't know for sure.
This conversation has been much more patient in this inning. Thank you, guys.
Okay. That's what we're here for. Patience and virtues. Also, rhythm is going to get you.
Tonight?
Yep. Probably tonight. I can't say for sure.
Shout out to David Ortiz taking his time jogging in first base.
Nice. Love it.
Could be worse. He'd be jogging around the bases.
Boom.
What? I'm talking about my David Ortiz. I wish.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were talking about the other David Ortiz.
I think he's talking about himself.
Oh, come on. Can we make check swings better, please? Please, Lord.
No. It's not gonna happen.
Show me those wheels. Send me guard like a cat. All right, we got the lead. 4 hits, 2 runs that inning.
Oh, did I just mess up a double switch for the second night? I messed up a double switch in a game last night. Had
it's Canadian audio, folks.
Errors made? 0.
You want to tell me what you said again? Because I didn't hear.
Oh, sorry. I messed up a double switch last night, and I had Jose Reyes as my catcher for 3 innings. Sounds terrible.
Where's the shortstop? That's supposed to be third to. Great job. Excellent. Inside the park home run for Giancarlo Stanton.
Oh, no. No. That's not good.
Battle back, score a run. And that happens. Just a reminder, always for the fire.
Straight gas.
Now a swing and little pop up here right behind home plate. And no one can get there.
I got a Superman Benz that I scored from track. It's pretty dope.
Grounder down the line at third.
Sick jump. Oh, I love it when Paul trolls.
It was a great attempt.
Served out to left off the end of the bat. Solid base hit for him, his first of the afternoon.
Ted Williams, my least favorite 99 overall.
Go.
Steps up to the plate in a sacrifice situation, so let's see if that is indeed
The best.
Right here.
Textbook sack situation here, guys.
In tight here with the first pitch back.
Can't understand your ultimate hatred of Ted Williams.
Straight trash.
Full strike at the knees, 1-1.
Main thing is he's trash. That's probably what it is.
Oh, okay, well, hey.
I had about
What else?
47. I think I had 47 errors with him in MLB 15.
Wow.
The dude was straight awful.
So it's a long-standing grudge.
You just got to protect the plate.
And a fastball.
Is he
Tough take
like?
there, but it's
I guess he doesn't want to sacrifice one.
2-2. Fastball called.
He just wants to take the K with Syndergaard. All right. I mean, I guess I'll take it.
Alex Rodriguez will stand in. The strikeout victim his first time, and then a base hit last time around.
I guess if you bunt with a guy with 27 speed, you're worried about getting double play.
Altuve fields it cleanly. Tulowitzki
Probably, yeah.
I got somebody with that today. He bunted to third base line and made the play. Made the play at second and got him out at first.
single in his last at-bat.
I was pretty excited with myself.
Now a slider, and he gets ahead of him here 0-1.
That sounds like it was a good time.
I feel like I'm not coming to set long enough. I feel like I need to do that. BR2132, what's going on, bud?
And Holiday swings and misses
happening?
and falls behind quickly, 0-2.
Is there? There's not a prime holiday, right?
Yeah, there is.
Swinging, and
Is there not?
that will end the inning.
Or is there a rookie one? There is an extra holiday card, I know.
Brian McCann
Is there not a Colorado
to the plate as we get
Matt
started
Holiday?
here in the bottom
Maybe
of
there
the
is. That might be a rookie.
There definitely is.
fastball too high to start him out here 1-0.
Maybe he's like a
There is
95. So maybe that's what they are.
There's a there's a 94 flashback Matt
Ends
Holiday.
it up 1-1.
Interesting. Should I bunt down the third base line because they're shifting? Or...
I don't understand. Does that mean it's good? Paul just referred to the holiday as lit. Is that a good thing?
Sure.
I don't speak 2016.
Can you go opposite field with that, please?
Cleanly, and he's retired here 1 away.
Wow, that's a dandy looking card.
Stands in
93, 85 against righties, 84, 86 against lefties. But yeah, defense is trash.
Stop foul right at home plate.
I don't know why the guy isn't swinging the stick with Noah Syndergaard. Dude hits rips all the time.
Yeah, that's the same thing. Like, I'm not a big fan. Paul mentioned the holiday that's playing against you. I've seen him a couple times recently, like over the weekend. He great hitter, but I'm so worried. I'd be worried having him in left field. I'd be worried having him in right field. Maybe he's a pinch hitter, but I could not have him in my field.
You gotta have Ted Williams. Ted Williams is a better card than that holiday.
Well, and Ted Williams is also a terrible fielder.
Yeah, but he's better. He's better than that. Well, Holiday has 70 arm strength, which is not nothing.
I do wonder if they will try to do something with the DH next year. In DD.
Oh.
Not all the time, but maybe switch it up like every once in a while.
I think not for one reason, and that, again, you're looking at extending the game. Yeah, but I mean, like DHs would extend the game thoroughly, and it would make your bench not mean as much.
Yeah.
So, I mean, by end game, why would you ever pinch hit for any of them? So,
Because you have Josh Hamilton, and you need to platoon.
well, yeah, I mean, platoon guys, but other than that,
Oh, Jesus Christ. Why do I even throw sliders when Noah Syndergaard? I don't understand.
Oh no, poor Paul got night botted in the chat.
well, that's because TJ made him crazy there for a second by saying, "Yeah, let's bring the DH in for a little bit."
Do you remember, first off, do you guys remember how Diamond Dynasty used to be? Where like
I do. I hated it.
where like 1 month it would be you had to use zone hitting, and like the month after it was timing.
Nope.
Diamond Dynasty did a ton wrong. Come on.
They just made up stuff like all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not throwing a slider anymore. That's we're done with that today.
The caps. Caps gets you every time.
Yes, they do.
Can't be missing. Ah, yes, sir. Did you know that in the last in the 2016 calendar year, the Caps, Washington Capitals, had the second best record in the NHL.
Sure.
So, just thought I'd throw that out there.
How's that helping them with the Metro right now?
Let's not go there.
We went 2 stops in the Metro and then realized that we didn't have our Nationals tickets. And then I said, "You forgot them. Your ass is
Hey.
going back to the hotel."
Capitals are a second half of the season team.
I agree, Windy City. Having the DH would take a lot of the strategy away from Diamond Dynasty. Paul, I will ban you.
Put it in
I will
here.
absolutely ban you for that comment.
Caps are regular season heroes. They are, though. He's not wrong.
I'm not saying he's not wrong or right.
I'm saying that as a Caps fan, that he's not wrong. You know, they just don't have
How many Stanley Tucci's do the Caps have?
0.
0 Stanley Tucci's. Why?
I get that, CB. CB5 says Bill James argued it would take more strategy with the DH, but at this point, like, the strategy would be more on the pitching side than I think it would be on the hitting side. Hitting side, you just kind of like, it would just be, you know, you put your best hitter that can't field at DH, and then like lineup style maybe strategy wise, but I don't agree with Bill James's for the way it is. Yeah, and I agree with Paul.
Can I
Like
get
in
one?
Diamond Dynasty,
Hold on, can I get a 1 in the chat if that was Bunchies?
Who was it? Ichiro?
No, it was
If-
Altuve.
Oh no, that's fine.
Perfect play. I don't believe Bill James is really a person. Also, I'm going to steal second. Just kidding.
Hot takes. I don't believe Bill James is a real human.
You know what they say? Never trust a man with 2 first names.
I think that's if his middle name is the first name too.
No, that would be 3 names. Come on, buddy.
Nice counting.
See, nobody says that was Bunchies. It was brilliant baseball. Now, if I could just get a hit, that'd be great.
Oh yeah, 3 first names are the ones that you have to worry about.
Yeah,
Even worse.
Those are the murderers.
I got something going in the bottom of the 9th against this guy. Finally.
Oh yeah, Cardinal, and I agree with that. That's kind of the point I was making is with a DH, all of your managerial decisions are in your bullpen, not in your lineup. Whereas without a DH, most of your managerial decisions are made in your lineup. Minor changes in your bullpen.
Hey, Zach
that's
Britton,
one-
fully arrested in my game right now.
One of the things that we need next year, I need to be able to see my opponent's bench. I want to know what 5 guys he's got sitting on the bench.
Yeah, that's a fair.
I mean, you have to put in a lineup card that I believe has a bench on it.
Yeah.
At the beginning of a major league game, so that's what I want.
Yeah.
I mean, you could always hit pause. Just go. Right? I want to say that's correct.
Oh, what am I swinging at?
Off the plate and in, it's a ball and a strike. And a slider.
The option to do with DH or no DH. Oh yeah.
What?
Oh no, yeah, and that's what I mean. CB5 is like there is, but if you were to do a DH, it would take the lineup strategy out of it. It would be specifically, I think it would be specifically for bullpen management at that point.
There'd probably be a lot of banter then.
And a good take there is they'll have a leadoff man
Boom.
aboard to start the second.
Come on.
It's ball 4.
That was good.
Red Sox, I've learned to tune you out whenever we start talking hockey.
Why? I love hockey.
He made a golf comment.
Oh,
The Caps having a great golf game.
I'm glad I didn't see that.
Yeah, absolutely, Paul. On the up directional menu, when you can see your bullpen, opponent's bench should be on there as well next to substitution.
And this is going to be a foul.
Oh my! I just got hosed by the worst call in the history of.
Comes the 0-1.
Is it hosed because you're Canadian?
No, like I got like absolutely like brutally hosed.
Chopped in front.
Is it
Just
Jose?
just cost me the tying run of a game in the bottom.
Funny, this guy never bunted with Noah Syndergaard. Brings in Ted Williams and hits the ball 3 feet in front of my catcher.
What CB? What do you mean fixed bullpen stamina? I'd actually like to hear that. Oh yeah, you can rejuvenate stamina from friendlies and extra inning games. Correct. Definitely should not be able to do that because if you play one rookie, was it 1 or 2 rookie games? Like games on rookie, your whole entire bullpen's refreshed because you just do a complete game with your starter. I agree with that. I think a lot of things. You and I talked about this, CB, and I think Paul mentioned something about it too. I think a lot of things got put into friendlies that weren't supposed to be there. Like grinding, I don't think you should be able to grind through friendlies. So
Amazing play, but I can't with my phone.
yeah, a lot of guys will swap their guys out to make sure they always have fresh guys in the bullpen, so that way they can go through an entire game. Oh, you double clutch the throw. Yes, Paul's right. Friendlies should never count as anything when it comes to missions. You should not be able to grind against other players for that. At the very least, you should have to play rookie mode on extra innings.
But if I just want to play you with my Mariners team for those innings?
No, should not count.
What if I just want to walk your A-Rod 9 times?
Nope, shouldn't count either. And that's why. The A-Rod mission is where a lot of people said, hey, this is what's part of the problem. That's why AFK glitching got so big this year, is because it was all done in friendlies. So, yeah, CB5, there's a lot of stuff we've talked about, dude. I agree. Online head-to-head should get some kind of bonus in terms of tickets or what you get. I agree.
Can people check out the link I just posted in the chat? And somebody please tell me how that's an out. Please.
Advertising your Twitter?
What are you doing? Ban him.
Hey, I'm not advertising my Twitter. I'm just posting an in-game screenshot and asking for community feedback.
Oh, wow, dude. Yeah, that's definitely not.
Appreciate that.
That was the game ending out at home plate.
I'm with you, CB5. I'm with you on making it online, making it so you have to play head-to-head or you have to play the computer. I will say that I think I like the missions being hard. As long as you can't play friendlies to do it. I think some of the high level cards should have no way of getting them without a long-term line to get to them. What's up, EJ? CB, you, like I said, you and I have talked about that. I know Paul and I have talked about it. I mean, there's a lot of things, a lot of small things that can be fixed to make this game a hell of a lot better next year.
But that's a big thing, because now that we've got this 12-month Diamond Dynasty cycle, I almost think that 2017, the expectations are maybe as high as they've ever been, because it's like, now where do you go with this mode? You've instituted a 12-month content calendar, so now it's like, okay, what do you do now to make the mode A, more appealing, and obviously for them, B, generate more revenue? Because that's what it's about, right? Everyone knows that. It's not a secret. We're not going to sit here and lie and say, oh, it's about generating revenue for the company. But it's like, you've done so many massive improvements to keep people playing this mode 9.5 or 9 and a few days, months after this game has come out. So what do you do now? So yeah, the smaller stuff is stuff that, how much of it can they knock off, really?
We'll see. I mean, they're smaller dev team, smaller dev cycle. That's just the way sports games are now.
Yeah.
In terms of cycle, we'll see. I think Diamond Dynasty adding salary cap mode, as CB5 just said, co-op mode, I think would be kind of, I don't know, interesting. Retro mode is for casual users. Let's be honest with that. That's to bring everyone in. That's the RBI baseball guys that just want to play an arcade style game. And for a lot of people, they've been asking for arcade style for a while. So, like an NFL Blitz or that kind of stuff. So,
yeah,
they did have co-op mod in MLB 13. You're right in that.
Yeah, I don't think it's ever going to happen. And I know we've talked about this before, but there has been a lot of chatter, and it seems to be getting greater and greater in the circles that I, check out online, of like an EA SHL kind of mode where you could build a team of, it's never going to happen. Like, it's never going to happen where you can build a team of guys and player lock and go online and play. I don't think it's feasible. Given the state of the servers in 2016, I don't think it's a feasible advancement for the series.
And given that, I don't want to sit and right field game. Doing that.
Yeah, exactly.
It works in those other sports because you're actually doing something the whole time.
Yeah, it's not like hockey. Hockey and basketball are the only two sports I think that could successfully pull off a, full squad versus full squad type of mode, because everybody is doing something all the time.
I mean, that's obviously because you never played FIFA, but continue.
Well, no, but
no, FIFA's legit.
Would you really want to be the right back for a full game of FIFA online?
Yes.
That's what you
Yeah,
do.
a lot of
Okay.
people. A lot of people do.
So
I
that's
don't.
just
I don't.
dope.
Yeah, I don't play FIFA enough to make that, determination.
Yeah, Rocket League's a good one. Madden's a good one, except I don't think people want to be offensive linemen as much as they probably ask for it. Madden had it last gen and has been talking about adding it back in for the skill players. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I think baseball wouldn't be able to. I wouldn't mind co-op the way that CB just described it, in terms of one guy pitches and one guy plays the field, and then you alternate batting, which is the way it was previously.
Yeah.
So anything more than two people, I think, is too much, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if they went like full crazy and put like a wiffle ball mode in where it's like 4-on-4 feasible, but in a full game of baseball, I think your best hope there would be like a 2-on-2 kind of mode.
I like what Matt Foley just said. Matt Foley says each player controls a third of the batting lineup. Someone controls the outfield, someone controls the infield, someone controls the pitcher and catcher matchup. Although, again, I mean, I do think that there's, if you're controlling the outfield infielders, I do think there's a bit of a lack in terms of watching a pitcher batter matchup at times too.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And he gets him to swing through that one. He's in control 0-2.
Yeah, yeah. And see, Paul says he thinks a wiffle ball or a backyard baseball kind of mode would have been better than retro mode. I agree 100%.
Paul doesn't want to get this work in wiffle ball. Paul doesn't want to see my wiffle ball pitches.
Yeah. Again, as we said, as we all I think kind of agreed with when the trailer came out, the retro mode is one of those things that you're probably going to play once and you're probably never going to play again.
Sorry, when the trailer did what?
When the trailer came out,
Oh, that's what I thought you said.
yeah, I think we all kind of agreed that the retro mode was probably something you'd give a shot to and then move on.
Yes.
Unless there's a reason for you to play it, if they somehow tie it into some sort of, and I really hope they don't go there, with Diamond Dynasty missions that force you to do things in retro mode, that would be very not good in my opinion.
I don't think that's going to happen because retro mode won't be online.
Yeah, there you go.
Diamond Dynasty and retro mode will be separate.
I don't think it's going to
worry
happen.
about that.
I don't think it's going to happen either. But again, there's always that thought in the back of your mind that maybe it will, but I don't think so either.
Yeah, I would hope retro mode is its own standalone thing. I wonder what rosters they're going to use, because I saw in the video it was Gossage and Griffey. So I wonder how that's going to work.
Oh yeah, they'll definitely be Easter eggs and stuff, but I don't think there'll be anything we have to worry about tying to Diamond Dynasty. The only thing I can see tying stuff to Diamond Dynasty is possibly like tutorial mode stuff, which is something that I've suggested maybe in like the way NBA 2K does their tutorial. I said maybe they should be doing that as well, but we'll see.
With the retro mode, what do you guys think the chances are that they have a all-time 25 for each team to use in the retro mode?
I'm willing to bet you can use any rosters you want in it.
Yeah.
I'm willing to bet you can just play whatever, like the custom rosters you find on OS. I bet you can use those and play in retro.
Yeah.
I'd believe that.
I don't think they're worried about people playing it, Matt Foley. I think they're adding it in for people. I don't think they're worried about people playing it whenever.
But you might need to unlock the legends in Diamond Dynasty before you can use retro.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, you don't have to unlock them in Diamond Dynasty as it is to play
for
with
the
them
regular
in for regular rosters. Yeah, full throwback teams would be amazing.
Yeah. They'd have to work to do on some teams.
I don't think retro mode took as much development time as we probably think it did, CB. They've got the base for it in terms of like an RBI baseball or something like that.
And
But
they still have the settings from 15 years ago. So
yeah, I'm willing to bet that didn't take as much as we probably think it is. Yeah, I agree with Spore. Spore says ideally a retro mode is an easy build. I think it is. I think they're building on the current game, just lowering the animations and what you can do. I wouldn't be surprised if we get the same exact ball physics and everything from retro mode.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't know anything about Diamond Dynasty yet. I would actually like to see like salary cap mode. I think salary cap mode is the answer to how all the how a bunch of you see of the same guys all the time, like the same Joe Mauers and everything. You ever consider hitting with strike zone, TJ?
Usually it's on. I'm actually, now that he mentioned it, I have no idea why it's off.
No, not the strike, the strike zone hitting cam.
Oh, never. What are you crazy?
I'm not a fan of it either.
The super zoomed up thing? No.
Yeah, I know MDOT just switched over to it. I actually gave it a chance. I gave it a week, and it just for me didn't work for me. Not saying that I won't go back to it at some point, but not right now.
Oh, BR play with friends would be something.
Oh, be able to use your battle royale team? Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah, well, just to be able to simplify the process of having battle royale tournaments with your friends. I mean, obviously, all of us who are in the community, we know how popular that MLB The Show tournaments have gotten.
Terrible.
If they implemented some sort of mode where you could play friends versus friends with BR teams, that would be fantastic.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see that.
I think that's a big thing, Paul. I think you're right. Going back to the strike zone cam, like I said, I know a lot of people love it. I'm not saying that it is not for everybody. Like I said, but I think everyone should at least give it a week or at least 10 games to take a look at it.
What, strike zone cam?
Yeah, I really do. I think everyone should at least, whenever there's a cam that a lot of people like to use, especially high-level players, everyone should give it. It's the same thing with sliders. If you're playing a game with sliders, you should absolutely give the game 10 games. You should play strike zone cams with at least 10 games before you say no.
Yeah, I gave the strike zone cam a try. I'd say probably 8 to 10 games, and then I decided to back out just slightly to the offset zoom cam.
Right?
Is that what I was using?
It's just slightly backed up from the strike zone, and I've been using it now probably for the last 50 or 60 games.
I think I was using offset zoom.
I mean, I enjoyed
was using offset.
Yeah, the new wide angle camera that they introduced this year was fantastic. But yeah, once I got into it a little bit, I just tried to do something different. And I gave the strike zone a try, and then I eventually just set offset zoom.
Ew, if you pitch from behind the catcher, don't even talk to me.
Oh,
that shouldn't be legal.
I think a lot of people do it just to keep their keep some consistency.
Yeah. Also, I play terrible at Atlanta, and I always pick Atlanta. Picking somewhere else.
Hey.
Actually, because of the speed of my outfielders, I'm now picking parks like Detroit and stuff. Just parks with larger outfields.
Detroit what?
Detroit what?
Paul says, TJ, I'm sorry you don't want to be good at the game.
I don't. I want the game to look like real baseball. I'm a
Plane.
simulation player. I don't care about being good.
Oh, easy there, killer.
I've tried hitting from behind the pitcher too. That was kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, and AZD-back says something very key as well. He likes to see what his opponents see when he pitches. I mean, because that might be something like if pitches look the same in terms of that curveball and that kind of stuff. So that might be a part of it too.
Screw that up.
This has evolved into a wonderful discussion.
It's almost like we're bantering.
I know.
Hopefully this guy takes out a starting pitcher before Matt Kent comes up.
If it was Sim, they would have a first-person perspective. No, I'm not going that far.
They do have his first-person perspective. He hit right stick. Well, that's not really. That's from the catcher's view. Well, I guess technically if you play Road to the Show as a catcher, it's first-person perspective, right?
Technically, yes.
Pretty genius. If it was Sim, NFL 2K5 would have sold more copies, right?
That's the one with the first person?
I don't know. I think so. Or is that the ESPN NFL?
One of them had it, yeah. I think sim and realism are two words that just get overused. I don't think there's any reason to use them. So
I'm going to try out this offset zoom. Offset zoom? Is that what I picked? I think so.
Now to the plate, Matt
I don't like this. I don't like this one
Carpenter
bit.
will get his first opportunity in this one. A little tapper.
I can't tell low pitches.
Throw gets him, 2 down.
I assume that thing was like in the dirt.
Jung Ho Gong gets his first opportunity now in the top of the first with nobody on. This is hit high in the air out toward left center. Brown on the move. He makes the play, and that'll end the inning.
Yeah, but I can already tell that I can't pick up the.
You've done 2 at bats. Yeah, it takes more than that, TJ.
Right, but I can already see that picking up that low pitch is going to be extremely difficult for me. Because I spent like all of last year going through cameras trying to figure something out. That's when I ended up on the whichever one it was, catchers, and then they changed them all this year, so it didn't really help.
Justin Ruggiano.
Rex Brothers, what are your thoughts?
Rex Brothers, the flashback is really good. A great lefty reliever, especially for if you're doing Battle Royale.
I think I got the live series.
Sends that one out of play for strike 1.
Hey, TJ.
Yep.
Just letting you know, we went over 2 hours.
That's all right. YouTube sucks anyway. I'll just move from Twitch.
I just know how much it irritates you.
It's over an hour now because something's broken with YouTube.
Oh, wow.
I think they're trying to put editing in the mobile app, and I think by trying to do that, they've literally just broken everything.
Oh, good.
So now even if a video is an hour and 5 seconds, you cannot edit the time to make it shorter. I think it used to be like 3 hours was the limit.
Those uniforms might be the biggest eyesore I've ever seen.
Those yellow ones that the other guy's using?
Yeah.
Big Daddy Nate?
No, the guy who's pitching with Guthrie, the red ones. No, I'm kidding. The yellow ones. The guy who looks like a neon banana.
Neon Banana.
The indie,
Banana.
The indie Patians? He spelled patience wrong?
Could be Independence.
Maybe.
I guess I'll go.
Oh.
Did you put me on third? No, they had him score. Gangster.
A little tip if you're playing NHL, never try to skate into Brent Burns.
Never.
Never heard of him.
Agree 100%.
Especially if I'm controlling Brent Burns.
Wow, did that dude seriously just throw it in the dugout with his shortstop?
Yeah. Yes, I
Wow.
would, CV5. I would love to have bench versus bullpen numbers.
Yes. Please let me roll with like a 5-man bullpen.
Oh, that is something you would do.
It is. Give me those extra bats.
That's
all
fine.
day.
That's fine as long as you can't sub your bullpen out. You have to lock your bullpen in for 3 or 4 games.
No, that's not how that works.
Period. No. That's fine. You can have a 5-man bullpen, but you can't bring them in because then you might have 12 guys sitting on your sitting in your roster. Screw that. No, it's not happening. Like I said, I'm fine with that as long as, like I said, you have to lock your bullpen in.
And you have to lock your rotation in. I just made up a rule. I can make up rules too.
There you go. Rule makers.
Yo, can I tell you how much I love Mark Melanson's windup? I don't know why, because I kind of hate it, but I'm real good with it.
You know what game mode would go perfectly with that? CB5, head-to-head seasons.
I mean, that would work.
Head-to-head seasons would be perfect because you could lock in your 5, and then.
But are you locking your whole team or no?
Yes, you're locking your entire 25-man roster.
That's gonna be
for
so fire.
however long. That's what I mean. Yeah,
that's
and then you really have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be real fire when you play your second game and then you pull 99 too low and you're like, well, I'll see you in 8 games. And then playoffs.
Matthew McConaughey. It's Millennium, Snaggle J, and TJ. TJ is the one you see on the screen. That sports gamer.
The handsome one.
Hearsay at best.
Then they're gonna, if they don't do random starting pitchers, they'd have to build in the starting pitcher stat.
High in the air. Cervelli has a play.
That's one thing that sucks.
And
Yeah,
the inning is
yeah,
over.
I agree. Like having a season, absolutely. If you gave me and this is, I mean, I know I'm going to piss Mills off when I say this, but if you gave me a seasons kind of mode, I would consider dropping playing franchise mode.
No, don't ever drop playing franchise
No,
mode, please.
and I
don't
love
even say that.
I
Like,
love franchise mode, but right now I'm having
Bounced on the ground and
Diamond Dynasty team and what goes along with that, that if they gave me a season kind of mode, something that, you lock in your roster for, maybe you're allowed like, one trade in a 25 game span. Not saying I would abandon it, but it would take away from the time that I used to play franchise.
because you wouldn't have to do that team building that you would do in like the other modes.
Yeah, which I do enjoy.
Well, and the other thing too with head-to-head seasons would be cool. You could pick your starting pitcher. You could choose what starting pitcher you bring into the game, and then
because
stamina,
it has progressive
right,
stamina.
exactly.
If you want to go with your number one guy on 3 games rest and he's tired, that's a choice you can make.
ground to first. And he'll take this to the bag himself, and there are 2 away now.
Yeah, I think I've played a lot more Diamond Dynasty than Frank.
He grounded out to start the ball game.
A season and a half into franchise and have probably played 70 games. So I've still played quite a bit. But I've definitely spent more time playing Diamond Dynasty this year than ever before in MLB The Show.
Well, it's actually
With good,
worked this year, which has kind of been a huge bonus.
yes.
Yeah, servers working is a big thing.
Yeah.
Swung on, and he went fishing.
Pulling fire cards helps as well.
Well then, I
Rouse
don't know. if you're
And
still
what are
playing.
you doing?
I pulled a Jose Fernandez and open.
it. Leading off the inning.
It's been all uphill ever since.
They'll look to get something going here and even this game up.
This is not really good outs.
Johnson's ready. Here's the first pitch.
And Kenley Johnson is not one.
And he pops him up over toward foul territory.
Yeah, I'm busy.
And this is going to wind up a foul ball. Now time is called as both guys in the bullpen are ready to go.
Yeah, I agree with CB5 as well. Get rid of the Diamond Dynasty, please.
And a ball chopped
The what?
foul right at home plate.
Your Dynasty player, your creative player in Dynasty.
Yeah, get rid of. Why is he even in the game anymore? I mean, I know it's kind of a
get rid of
callback.
that.
It's the way it used to be, but
It used to be everybody's team was all Dynasty players. Great times.
And he'll have another
Literally hated that more than anything. Read the post on that'ssportsgamer.com.
yeah.
Quit Diamond Dynasty and I'll be
Why does everybody
13.
do that? There's no coins in here's lap.
on the move is Kemp. And
How many coins you got? I got like 3 coins.
Cough them up, whatever you got.
Roberto Perez steps
Oh no, don't give me a fakely boosted road to the show player. That'd be even worse.
Kenley Jansen is on and he'll
Yeah,
take
no.
over on
I mean, I can honestly say I don't think I've put my Diamond Dynasty.
the move into the
I haven't.
Single
I
time.
still haven't. I mean, some people put him in their starting pitching positions and do cheese like that, like Aqua.
He's in my rotation, but I've never actually had him come up, which is kind of cool.
bases are empty, one man out.
Kind of boss.
Yeah,
Chopped weakly to the left.
yeah, and I agree with Paul. The feed missions could be redirected towards your road to the show player.
Settles into the box for his first.
Nah, I don't want my road to the show player being like a monster in his
Gets
second year.
called a pinch hit here as referee.
Well, just scale back the amount of boost they get from it.
Never do that.
And that's swung on and fouled straight back.
Never scale anything back.
2 out, nobody
I just want to make coins for playing games because I feel like that is not a thing anymore.
ball one.
You think so? You don't think subs? You want more subs for playing games?
Yeah.
Well, that's one of the things CB5 said. If you play head-to-head seasons, you get like 3 times the stubs.
Yeah.
Like the rewards for playing head-to-head seasons, which is a mode like a bunch of other games have that type of mode.
Yeah,
Well, that was the big thing last year. When you finished the team missions, you got like an extra 5% stubs after every win. Or every
after
game.
every one, yeah.
That was a lot because you would get. I feel like I get no coins per.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. It would change the amount of subs you got.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
ridiculous.
I know the first thing I do in Hockey Ultimate Team.
I just got
every year-
63 subs for this game. So
Nice.
assuming it was a 9-inning game, I would have gotten 100 and 180 something.
Yeah.
That would have been trash. I think last year you were getting, I want to say you were getting like 500 a game if you had all the stuff done. And I think it was actually a lot more than that. I want to say it was like 1,500 a game, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, Paul said you did the math before, so.
Yeah.
You guys good? I think I'm good.
I'm good.
I definitely want to
I'm
go play
good.
some more of That Sports Gamers non-sports game of 2016, which you can read all
It's-
about at thatsportsgamer.com when I finish that post.
Everybody have a happy Tuesday. It's Tuesday. I love Tuesday. Taco Tuesday.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever gotten 500 subs in a game this year.
Yeah, I don't think I have either.
He's probably AFK grinding for 17.
Who do we got here? Who's going right now? You know what? Cougs is on, guys. That's who we should go. Everyone here, we're done, right?
We are done here.
Guys,
I'm gonna go finish.
We're done.
Hold on,
We're
I'm gonna
done.
go finish my non-sports game of the year piece. That'll be up on thatsportsgamer.com tomorrow. By that I mean probably Wednesday. I did put up my 2016 sports games of the year post earlier today. Go check that out. Thatsportsgamer.com. Millennium. Where are we going?
Guys, I just put the link up in the chat. Everybody,
Oh.
Cougs is playing. He's going on a BR run right now. It's only 2-0, so early on. Guys, go give him a shout out. Say, hey, what's going on from Bullpen Banter? And give him a follow, too. He's a pretty good streamer. Definitely a great show streamer. So go show him the love, guys.
Yep. Don't forget, you guys can follow us. I'm on Twitter at thatsportsgamer, at MillenniumOS, at SnaggleJ. Just go there. We'll tweet out links to things. I don't need to tell you where our Twitches and our YouTubes are, but they're probably the same, except for some guy who thinks he's all fancy, who's on the Millennium OS tip. That is Twitter and Twitch. Whatever. Operation Sports. You know him. I don't care. I'm tired. Mad about that loss. Mad that I won that Diamond Dynasty game on
Wow.
a throwing error, which is kind of whack. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate it. Congratulations to all of our winners of the Community Awards. We'll be back next week. Hopefully we'll have some hot stuff in those packs to talk about. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll figure out some sort of challenge we should do. Thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate it. And take it easy, folks. Guys, say goodnight quick.
Good night.
Good job, Millennium. Don't forget, guys, get out of the bullpen. Get into the game.